Your Honor, fellow officers of the court, and the people gathered here in the gallery today, this case is titled The People versus Banjo Joe. I'd never in my wildest have thought that the people of this great state would use their collective power to punish a pillar of the community such as Mr. Joe, as I am certain that everyone gathered here has at least one fond memory of Mr. Joe impacting their life. I myself remember Mr. Joe selling me my very first car when I came to the city so many years ago. Though as much as I would love rather to spend this time to reflect on all of the heartwarming stories that Mr. Joe has given all of us, I have a more grave duty to uphold in this courtroom today. A duty to bring to the attention of the people the procedural malfeasance and broad overreach of the state to manipulate this court into abusing the power vested into the people, or vested to it by the people. The prosecution will try to establish a narrative that Mr. Joe is a terrorist. They will try to paint this narrative with a broad brush to cover up the procedural missteps that occurred at every step of this investigation. They will point to circumstances outside the scope of the defendant's involvement and claim them to be the very damning facts that should doom the accused that sits here today. It is my duty to the court to shine a light on the flaws in the investigation, reveal the absence of material evidence in this case, so that this court is not manipulated as a tool for the state to exact vengeance on someone who dares to declare their innocence of the charges that the state has leveled against one of its own citizens. The state will try to wave away all the gaps in the chain of custody for material evidence in this case, and they will offer a well-rehearsed rebuttal as to why we should accept their narrative as the truth and to ask us to consider circumstantial evidence in lieu of fact. In the course of the pretrial in this defense, we have shown that this trial has proceeded once before, only to end in a mistrial, and allowed the state a practice run for this case, in which they tailored the evidence to shore up their narrative based on the previous defense's arguments. However, it's plain to see to any of those that care to look that this case was built in reverse, not following evidence to determine charges as an investigation would, but following charges and fabricating evidence to fit their story. This is a blatant attempt to manipulate the court, Your Honor. And even though I am duty-bound to uphold the integrity of this court in all my capacities, I am filled with a seething rage at the state's disgusting attempt to use this court as a cudgel to exact their lust of vengeance upon one of its own citizens. Thank you, Your Honor, and to all those gathered here to witness today.